First Timers 4-pack, books 9 through 12. Rough Sex Erotica, Virgin Erotica, Breeding Erotica collection. Written by Kimmy Welsh. Read for you by Minka Tomlinson. My Rough Unprotected Piano Lesson. First Timers 9. My father had always tried to get me into music, and for the longest time I'd paid him little attention in that regard. I just never seemed to absorb it like he wanted me to. Despite him buying me all manner of instruments, I'd never managed to stick to one for long enough. At 19, it definitely surprised him when I decided, finally, that I'd like some piano lessons. He set me up with Mr. Parker, a friend of his from his jazz days, and the whole sinful mess unfolded from there. The real reason, though, was far more sinful than a sudden musical intrigue. At 19, I was also hornier than hell, and for some reason I seemed to have a keen interest in older men. Something about the older guy just did it for me. Just knowing that they had the confidence and experience was a huge turn-on. For a virgin like me, being in safe hands was a necessity. I wanted someone who could guide me masterfully through my first-time experience, and I hoped Mr. Parker would fit the bill. I didn't show my hand immediately. Instead, I played the game, listening to him carefully and trying to play through the notes of several frustrating pieces. I definitely wasn't a natural, but his caring, patient ways caused a love inside me to begin to blossom. The more I studied under him, the closer our attraction became. He'd often pull a stool close to mine or sometimes sit beside me, putting his arm around me and offering me words of encouragement as I struggled. We were around a month into things with Mr. Parker giving me 2 lessons a week. I kind of knew where the keys were at this point, but reading and playing the music was a struggle. I turned my attention now more towards seducing my tutor than learning from him. My clothes had become more figure-hugging and increasingly fewer. I got to the point where I was arriving in hot pants and a tank top in the hope of seducing him. "Geez, Maria, you wear less and less each week, I swear," he said, shaking his head as I walked into the room. It was good that he noticed. "It's hot," I shrugged, swinging my hips as I walked towards the piano stool. "We'll try and have some fun this week," he said. I'd been trying to do that every week. "Does this stool seem low?" I asked, bending over at the waist and fidgeting with something underneath. "It looks fine to me," Mr. Parker said, looking at my hands first of all before trailing up towards my shapely ass. I could feel my butt practically eating my hot pants, so I knew he was getting the best possible view. "What looks fine?" I asked, smirking as his gaze returned to my face. He cleared his throat. The stool." "I thought you were talking about something else," I said, still smiling as I took a seat finally and pulled the chair forwards. "Ever heard of chopsticks?" he said, sitting beside me on the bench. "The things you eat with, right?" "The musical piece," he corrected. "It's kinda quick, but kinda fun." "Quick and fun," I said. "Sounds good to me." I'd basically taken to turning everything into some kind of sexual reference in the hope of slowly grinding him down. He couldn't resist me forever, surely. "Right, so you want to be starting with these 2 keys here," he said, but the whole time I was studying his face. His stubble had grown out just enough to see the gray hairs in it. His hair was black and ashen, and his high cheekbones really accentuated his deep
Sample complete. Ready to continue?